Sports video games aren't fun anymore. There, I said it. This month we'll be greeted with a new Madden game, Madden 25. Wait, didn't they make that one already? Keeping with tradition for the past decade, I'm sure it'll be yet another reskin of the previous game, complete with all the incorrect details that we've come to know and love. And while I do enjoy the gameplay of EA's College Football 25, the fact that I can't create my own school just left me yearning for the NCAA games of yesteryears. But it got me thinking about a time when sports games were actually fun and, dare I say, exciting to play. A time when each Madden entry built upon the previous year's formula. Matter of fact, how about a time when Madden wasn't the only NFL game available? In the early 2000s, it felt like the future held endless possibilities. But when looking for a new sports game to dive into these days, I find myself more often than not looking backwards. My brother recently moved a little bit closer to me, so we've been visiting a lot more these days, and really all we wanted to do is play a fun, fast-paced baseball game that we can pick up and play, enjoy, and simply turn off when we were finished. No waiting for your console to update, no cloud syncing, and really just anything other than another round of MLB The Show. And that's what eventually led us to this absolute gem of a game and really a time capsule of an era. I'm talking about MLB Slugfest 2003. MLB Slugfest 2003 is an arcade-style baseball game developed by Midway Games and released in 2002. But instead of focusing on realism and building an ultimate team, Slugfest features exaggerated arcade-style gameplay with a focus on fast-paced action and humor. Wow, what a breath of fresh air. This was a time when $20 million would account for the highest paid player in the NFL, with that number now in the hundreds of millions. Nowadays, sports leagues in America are just another big business. I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot about sports, but I do know the difference that billions of dollars can make. Companies now just want to sit on their intellectual property, selling out to the highest bidder, knowing just how much money their data's worth. This is why officially licensed MLB games are only made by Sony, why NFL, NHL, and FIFA is only made by EA. You can't buy a modern sports game today like Slugfest 2003. A mid-tier developer getting the official rights and licenses for real players to do whatever the hell they want? It just doesn't exist. But back then, there was no digital economy, no marketplace or microtransactions. There was no YouTube or TikTok to call out or highlight anything that might be detrimental to the MLB's image within the game. It was viewed simply as that, a video game that nobody took seriously. It wasn't meant to simulate real life. It was just fun. And that was the point. Everyone seemed to understand back then that just because a silly video game used someone's likeness, it didn't mean that the person endorsed everything that company or game represented. I swear we're regressing. In Slugfest, you can play as your favorite team, your favorite players. What other game allows you to set Sammy Sosa on fire and then send him to the mound to beat the hell out of the pitcher? But before we even get to the game, remember when games had sweet action-packed full-motion intro videos? You pop in the disc and bam. You get to the main menu, no animations, no internet storefronts to bog it down, just a simple list of game modes, and when you select your mode, you're ready to jump in. No waiting for your account to sync, no waiting for your online connection to authenticate, but getting back to the main point, if there is one, it drives me absolutely crazy that we can't enjoy modern games of this nature, and that kids today will never get to experience this type of virtual chaos the way I did growing up. And I believe the reasons boil down to big business, corporatization, and the commodification of fun. I mean, at least back in the day, we can chalk it up to technical limitations, but we no longer have technical limitations. Those have now morphed into legal and corporate limitations. It's not that we don't have the technology to create a fun game like Slugfest today, it's that publishers and developers just probably don't have the freedom or incentive to. Now, it could be because that the large publishers today are publicly traded companies with shareholders to answer to, but I think it goes deeper than that because Midway Games was also a publicly traded company, so that can't be the sole reason. But getting back to the game, starting up a match, right away you are greeted with the most entertaining sports comedy I have ever heard in a sports game. Thanks to the talents of Tim Kitzrow and Kevin Matthews, aka Jimmy Shorts, we were blessed with this masterclass of in-game banter.
Hey Jimmy, how are you? Hey, nice new monitor, huh?
Yeah, it's about time. It's about time.
Hey, your old one was pretty beat up, wasn't it? They said they found some nacho cheese and some coffee, all kinds of stuff in the back of your old one.
Yeah, sure. I just dumped it all in there. Even this new monitor doesn't have a ledge. If I want to put like...
What do you mean a ledge?
A ledge that you can put coffee on.
Well, it's just a monitor. It's not supposed to have a ledge.
Well, it should have a ledge. You put something like this over here.
Don't put your coffee up there, Jimmy. Ah! See, you did it again!
Jimmy, the problem is right now, this guy's head is not in the game. He's watching something in the stands. He might as well be watching Hogan's Heroes. This guy is out to lunch.
You're talking gibberish here, Tim.
I shit you not, there were times when we heard Jimmy start talking, we would literally just both agree to stop playing just so we can listen and laugh our asses off to whatever nonsense he just said.
He really fooled him on that pitch.
with the whip-a-rama cut there.
It felt like being a kid again. And isn't that the type of feeling these games, keyword games, are meant to evoke? Why have we collectively agreed to having games replicate the feeling of working or gambling over the feeling of youth or reckless freedom? Slugfest takes all preconceived notions and knocks them out of the park, literally, and ties back to what I was saying earlier. Transcending technology, this ladders all the way up to the attitudes of the team members that were responsible for creating this game. And I believe that feeling of fun when playing also correlates to the environment that helped cultivate the game. Slugfest 2003 and 2004 included an extras section on the disc, which included behind the scenes of how the game was made. A neat and educational feature that I wish games today actually still included. Although I'm guessing they don't, as the feature today would be like... But watching this little compilation video, the first thing I noticed was just the ragtag nature and heart of the team members involved. I mean, how attached and proud they were of the product they were creating. Working in a scrappy mid-sized office, more akin to a Dunder Mifflin than a Pied Piper. And the game itself reflected this experience. Most games today feel like a chore to play, and so I can only imagine that's because they probably felt like a chore to create. I'm envisioning a white-walled office, cold, almost disheartening views towards the vision they're even trying to bring to life, meetings being held to discuss hitting certain KPIs to advance the company's goal, intentionally exploiting their own creations and milking them dry. That's why sometimes when playing modern sports titles, it feels about as fun as working at your local bank. The team at Midway was like the guy in Yes Man who takes a rock and throws it right through the fucking window, shattering all structure and preconceived notions placed before you. They weren't creating the next big thing in gaming, but from the way they were acting, you'd think they were. The ethos of the team directly influenced the pathos of the game.
Things about working on Slugfest is, the guys, the team, they're great. They're like, the best in the industry. And it's like one big happy family. We get along great. They're total professionals. Don't touch the f***ing sensors. Get out of here.
And I believe that's such a large factor into why this game is still a blast to play 20 years later. It's got nothing to do with nostalgia. It's just the vibes of the game, man. And you'd think a game franchise like this would be extremely bare bones, looking for a quick cash out with minimal effort, but no. In addition to the video extras, they went the extra mile and included full game modes such as a season, World Series, and even a home run derby. How is it that a AA game in 2003 has more features than a AAA game 20 years later? I look at these featurettes, and it's obvious that the team wanted to create a game that they thought would be fun to play. I just can't help but internally contrast this to the Diablo 4 making of videos in 2023, just because it's the most recent example I can think of, as Blizzard was trying to convince fans that the game was still fun. This isn't a dig against any person or group of people, but it is a dig at the ethos of the team and the overall tone of the video. It's blatantly obvious to anyone with half an eye that 1, some of these people have clearly never played a Diablo game before, and 2, the team's more concerned about checking off boxes on their to-do list rather than creating genuine fun gameplay. Now, I understand the comparison of a 20-year-old sports game to a modern ARPG might seem a little off topic, but the argument still stands when we're talking about what makes a game have heart and soul. If we want sports games, or any game really, to be fun again, then we might need to fundamentally change the way games are made. We live in a time where kids are stressing over getting the best Ultimate Team card. It's insane what companies are getting away with these days. It feels like trading fucking stocks. I mean, what the hell is this?
Here, oh, that's somebody big! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old. Whatever. At least I can still play Slugfest 2003 when Sony and Microsoft shut all their servers down. But let me know what you all think in the comments. Feel free to let me know your thoughts or how wrong I am. Regardless, hope you all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more content. Peace out!